Thank you. My name is Mike Schuessler from Apple Valley. My question is, I don't know the details too much, but during the last elections, there was a rally, some type of rally in front of one of the polling booths, I think it was back east, to try to intimidate voters. Is there going to be anything that we can do that if they want to put up a rally to intimidate voters, we can counter with a larger counter rally to intimidate the intimidators?
You're talking about King Samir Shabazz in Philadelphia. And that was a polling place where two Black Panthers decided that the thing to do was to don nightsticks, wear all black with black berets, and then pretend they were just, hanging out. You're not here to intimidate other people, and I would never suggest that you do so. But you can become a poll watcher, and I would suggest you do that. I would suggest you get with your local precinct or wherever your local polling place is and sign up to become a poll watcher, whether it's a paid position or whether it's volunteer. You can help figure it out that way, and when you see something, you can call the authorities, etc. And bring a video camera. Videotape everything.
Dusty Lundy from Temecula, California. I just wanted to know how we could listen to your show here. Is it on the radio? How can we hear your show every day?
The greatest question ever asked. Brilliant. Turns out you can get a lot with $10. Who knew? You can hear me online at allpatriotsmedia.com. My business cards are up here, and I encourage you to please take one. That's the way to hear us here in California. It is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific. It is live. It is a call-in show. Feel free to call in, ask questions, give comments. It's your show. I'm happy to have the conversation anytime, any day. Allpatriotsmedia.com. The business cards are right up here.
I just wanted to say that I watched Hannity a couple weeks ago when Christine O'Donnell was making her last national appearance before she went on full campaign mode. And I was so convinced by her explanation to all the allegations that people were making about her that I actually, right after Hannity was over, went right over to my computer, logged onto her website, and donated $35, which was the minimum that you can donate on the website. But I thought to myself, that's like a week's worth of coffee. So anyhow, I would like to challenge everyone here to do the same thing. You still have time.
Absolutely. I think that's great. I like the way you equated that. It's a week's worth of coffee. By the way, an interesting thing to remember when you talk about Christine O'Donnell and this whole witchcraft nonsense. So allow me to give you this, take it with you, use it as you will. Christine O'Donnell, when she was in high school, dabbled in witchcraft. Grew up, got smarter, got more mature, and now wants to be the senator from Delaware. Chris Coons, who's running as a Democrat, went to Kenya. I kid you not, I don't know what it is about Kenya that makes you crazy. Went to Kenya, came back and wrote an article entitled, and I'm paraphrasing here, "The Making of a Bearded Marxist." And he is, to this day, he dabbled in Marxism, never grew up, never matured, and he wants to be the senator from Delaware. I think the vote is so self-apparent, it is remarkable. Feel free to use it. I think it's a great explanation.
I'm visiting from Oklahoma.
Right on.
And I want all of you to know that we are all in Oklahoma behind the Tea Party. I would love to be able to organize in southern Oklahoma a Tea Party, and I would like to know that if we can...
I'm on my way. What are you kidding? I'm in the car. Of course I'm in the car. One of the good people in the world, her name is Meredith Dake. She is the producer of something called The Stage Right Show, which you can hear on Blog Talk Radio, a place where you can do radio for free, by the way. Go, start your own show. And The Stage Right Show is hosted by a guy named Larry O'Connor, who's the executive editor, the editor-in-chief of Breitbart TV. And it's on every night at 9 p.m. Pacific, and I advise you to go log on and listen to it. Meredith Dake is the producer of that show, and she's in Oklahoma. And if you take my card, I will connect you to, and I'll be more than happy to do whatever I can to help you put that together. Done and done. That we won't be giving up. I made a video today, every day I do a video hit, where I said that if Republicans think they're on easy street, they're crazy. Our life is now dedicated to our civic responsibility and our civic opportunity, which is keeping their feet to the fire. There are no lifetime appointments to Congress or to Senate, and we'll vote the bastards out if we have to. counter their concept or their misinterpretation of elitism with our vote?
Well, why aren't they doing something with that stuff that's going on in Alaska then?
Why aren't the Republicans?
Yeah.
Because they haven't figured out how strong we are. They haven't figured out how to move a message.
They lost the goddamn election in Alaska.
Lisa Murkowski lost the election, and now she's running the write-in campaign, and the GOP should be all over her, asking her to step aside. This is why they can't be guaranteed of our vote. They're proving me true. They're proving me correct. Thank you all so very much. A pleasure.
Okay, one last question.
Oh my goodness.
Everything that has...
Say aye! That's all I've learned so far from this man. Say aye, and there's something with soldiers. By the way, that was very impressive with the men in the military. If the ladies would like to line up 2 by 2, that is fine by me as well. I have equal opportunity in that. Sir.
You do radio.
Yes,
There
sir.
are people that are much more familiar with you than I am. But I do recognize one thing growing up around newspapers, and that is a media like radio is a very powerful thing. And when a guy like you puts a message out, or you call for, when you put out an idea and you do it well, you can usually measure the response at some particular measure by your telephone ringing, mail that you get, email that you get. In a room like this, we get to actually see and hear people give us direct feedback, and you obviously hit on a nerve on a couple of things. With regard to radio and things that you do, how can we help you with a voice where you're at on radio? And I don't know how many thousands of people you reach.
Millions.
Yeah.
Not yet, but we're working on it.
Now we're going to buy radio spots behind him for the Tea Party now. We do that behind Hannity, we do that behind Glenn Beck and those guys. But I recognize the value and the power of radio because you can potentially reach so many thousands of people. How can we help you reach more people? Is there a way that we can work together? We're struggling to put out a newspaper to get the word on the street, knock on the doors. We got phone banks that we're going to do to try to call thousands of people. You can reach thousands of people in a single broadcast. When we advertise on AM talk show radio here, every time we have 75 or 100 new people. And I recognize that. Tell us how we can use that more
First of all, what
effectively.
stations are local here?
El Dorado Radio has Y102, which is 102.3, and then 960 AM Talk Radio for this band. The Mountain Range blocks the broadcast so they can broadcast into the valley.
What is the call letters there? 960.
KIXW.
KX.
Okay, first of all, I'll look into the station and I'll see if they have time available, and I'll let you know what it takes to bring my voice to the air here. I'm more than happy to do it. But number 2, I'll give you this. I'll give you this. You guys were kind enough to put a link of mine on your website. It says, listen to the Tony Katz Radio Spectacular, which is the name of my show, and it brings you over, the link brings you over to All Patriots Media. If you hear something on my show that you like, let somebody know about it. Then take the podcast and send it to a friend. Then take the video and send it to a friend. And if you don't know how to do this stuff, but you know how to send an email, email me and I'll walk you through it. If we don't share the things that we like and the messages that we like with our people, we're doing a disservice. You can print newspapers and I applaud you, but when you share these links and you share these messages, that is your ink. That is how you do it. And I'll leave you with this. I'm on in Arkansas, and I have a caller there who wanted to get his message out, but he's on Social Security and can't afford a computer. So what he does is, with whatever money he has left over, he takes a piece of paper and he writes down his thoughts. He then goes to Kinko's and he makes as many copies as he can. And then he goes to Walmart and he puts them on the windshields. He's Thomas Paine. That's all it is. The Constitution is nothing more than citizen journalism. That's the philosophy you must have in order to move a message any way possible and by any means necessary.
How can we get hooked up with your radio station so that we can put the same broadcast out? How many thousands of people do you reach through your broadcast?
According to the ratings that we have 200 to 300,000 listeners per hour.
Okay.
So we're smaller than Rush, but oddly enough, bigger than MSNBC. So that's a good thing. That's really something special. Give me a call. You have my email. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to have the conversation.
We'd like to put something together where maybe we could follow your radio show and put the broadcast out for what we're going to do with this trip to Las Vegas and stuff. Because I tell you what, I'd like to see 10, 15 buses leave this place.
Happy to
help
help.
the numbers.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know it was a long drive. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Here, here. Hip, hip.